Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the HVY Nightshark because this thing is on sale on Warstock Cash and Carry at the time of recording this video. Now if you're watching this in the future, I will tell you if it's worth buying it at its full regular price and also when it's discounted. It's been about 2 years since I've customized this thing, so I figured it was time to give it another shot. So let's go ahead and get started. Now the Nightshark is a pretty interesting vehicle and I'm definitely excited to talk about it. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the armor. We're going to go all the way up on that, the brakes as well. We're going to do the engine fully up as well. We're going to turbo it. We're also going to put the full transmission on it. I'm going to leave the suspension as raised as possible so that it has the best off-road performance because this thing does tend to bottom out, especially if you lower the suspension. So that is something to keep in mind for sure. Now, for the bodywork, we have a bunch of different stuff that we can do here, starting off with window plating. Now, the thing is with window plating is it restricts the use of weaponry being fired from inside the car. So if you or you and friends are inside the Nightshark with window plating on, you will not be able to use sidearms and be able to shoot while driving the vehicle. You will only get access to the front-mounted MGs as the driver, and everybody else will just have to sit and not be able to shoot. Now, I've heard that the window plates have got an update to actually make them bullet resistant, but as far as I am aware, prior to finding this out, or potentially finding this out at least, I don't think these actually do anything beyond hiding the people inside of the vehicle a little bit better than if the windows are wide open. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, window plating is not very good. Of course, we are going to test this when we actually go to do the review, so stay tuned. We're going to find out for sure about this. Yeah, so I'm going to skip the window plating option on here. For the door plates though, I will go ahead and add some just because I think that it kind of looks cool. So let's add the black door plates on here. For the headlight protectors, we can also add these on. I think I'm going to go for the black headlight protectors as well, and for the rear light protectors, I will go for black on those as well. I think it's going to look pretty cool the way that I'm thinking this is going to turn out, so we'll have to see. Now for the exhaust, we do have the side exit exhaust by default. Not a super big fan of it. I personally like the dual exit, so I'm going to go for that one. For the grille, we have a bunch of different options here, and honestly, I'm not a super huge fan of any of them. I really like the stock grille, honestly, but I think for the purpose of this video, we will go with the black horizontal grille. I think it's the best looking option we got, other than stock, of course. Now, for the hoods, we can add all sorts of different armor levels and armor plating onto this thing. And the one I would recommend going for is the black level 3 armor plates, or at least the level 3 armor plates. You can do it in whatever color you want, but this will actually take some bullets and it will reduce the size of your hitbox. As you can see, you are much harder to hit when this is on the vehicle, and this does actually work. So we're going to put that on. Next up, we got the lights. We're going to go xenon. We're also going to put the neon kit on this thing to lower the center of gravity, which is going to help with handling a little bit. Now for the plate, we're going to go yellow on black. For the respray, what do I want to do here? I was kind of thinking of going for like maybe a desert tan or something like this with the black armor on it. I feel like it could look pretty cool. Foliage green could be cool too. Forest green's okay. Regular green is kind of toy soldier looking. Maybe the dark earth. Maybe we'll go for that. I think that kind of looks nice. And for the secondary color, I think we'll go for the matte black to match up with the black armor that we've got on the vehicle. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now, again, suspension, I'm going to leave that alone. For the wheels, I will be going into the off-road category, and I think I'm going to go for my favorite off-road wheels, which are the Concave Rally Masters. And I will do those in a black, I think. Bulletproof tires are already on the vehicle by default. And last but not least, I'm going to tint the windows all the way out to hopefully hide my character a little bit better. Now, like I said, we are going to end up testing those window plates, so I'm going to go ahead and throw them on the vehicle here. And we will go and do a little bit of a test, and I'll also show you that when these are on, you won't be able to use your vehicle from inside. So anyways, let's head outside right now. Here we are. We're going to do a sound test before we do anything else with the vehicle, so let's just take a quick listen here. Now, oddly enough, the Nightshark actually sounds pretty good, which is quite strange for a off-road sort of militarized vehicle. It's quite interesting. Now, before we do anything else with the Nightshark, any sort of performance testing, off-road testing, stuff like that, we are going to just demonstrate the machine guns here. As you can see, I'm in the driver's seat and I get access to the machine gun, and you will see that I cannot change my access to anything else. I can't select like an AP pistol or anything like that. All I can do are the machine guns. Now the machine guns do shoot. They are relatively low on the vehicle, so they are pretty good for taking out enemy vehicles' tires and stuff if they don't have bulletproofs on, which if you're fighting players, there's a 90% chance they're going to be bulletproof all the time. So that is definitely something to consider. Now, I am going to drive down to the highway right now and just demonstrate how effective these are to you guys. And spoiler alert, they are not that awesome. We will test on this Sultan right here. Now, I am obviously shooting it from the back, so it's not going to be directly into the engine, but you will be able to see it takes quite some time to actually take it out. It is finally on fire now. That was probably 15 seconds of constant fire, which not very good, and it just blew up, which is kind of crazy. Now, if you do shoot a vehicle in the engine, so let's go ahead and take something that's not the Canis Seminole right there. We'll go ahead and take out the Baller right here. Let's see how long this thing can last. Now, keep in mind, this is like directly into the engine bay, and it's still alive. It just caught fire right now. Kind of crazy how long it takes. It's still alive. It finally just blew up, and that was directly on the engine, so it's not very great. That is something that you definitely need to consider. Now, I am going to quickly call Lester so I can demonstrate the next thing for you, and that is the armor plating on the windows. Alright, so here we are outside of the Nightshark. As you can see, we do have the window plating on, of course, and it does kind of look like it removes the windows behind them, so that is kind of interesting. Now, I will demonstrate the front here, and you will see that this does actually take shots and not allow them to pass through, so that is a very important thing. So if you're in the driver's seat and people are shooting the armor plating right here, you will not get hit. As you can see, the bullet impacts are hitting on here. They're not going through it and impacting inside of the vehicle. Now, if we do the side armor plating though, it will be a different story unless what people told me is true. And I don't think it is. As you can see, it goes straight through the armored window plating. So there's not much in the way of armored window plating. They're just kind of there to hide the occupants. And I will say they do a pretty good job of hiding the occupants. It is a lot harder to tell. But obviously, if you play with player overhead display on, you're going to be able to tell there's somebody in the vehicle, and these won't really do anything. If you know where to aim, you're still going to, take people out in the back seat. It's going to be pretty easy. So the armor window plating is, pretty useless. It's not very awesome. So anyways, we're going to take the armor window plating off, and I'm going to show you guys what it's like without it on. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have removed the window plating, and you will probably be able to tell that the tinted windows almost do more to hide the occupants of the vehicle than the armored window plating does. So that's, kind of okay. Now, the windows, unfortunately, are not bulletproof, nor are they bullet resistant, which does kind of suck. Now, as you can see, the windows, they do take a few seconds to break. However, the bullets go straight through, which is kind of unfortunate, but these honestly do a lot more than the window plating to protect the occupants of the vehicle and hide where they are. So the window plating is definitely a complete waste, and I would definitely not recommend purchasing it. I think it just sucks. Now, it does look kind of cool with the window plating on, but honestly, I don't think it's worth having. Now, as you can see, when I get into the vehicle here and I press tab, it will start with the machine guns, but I will also be able to switch to a variety of other vehicles like the AP pistol, machine pistol. We also have grenades and sticky bombs and things like that. Now, some quick information about the Nightshark. It can take 27 homing missiles directly to the front engine, or it can take 9 RPGs, and either of those numbers will cause it to blow up. So really, it can take 8 RPGs before blowing up, and it can take 26 homing missiles before blowing up. So it's a very well armored vehicle. It has the exact same armor as the Insurgent Pickup Custom, so it's quite good in that regard. It can soak a lot of damage. It will take more than an entire Oppressor Mark II's arsenal to take you out in the Nightshark. Plus, for an armored vehicle, it is extremely fast. This thing is very quick. It also is all-wheel drive, so if you're wondering about the off-road and climbing performance, as well as the launch and things like that, it's excellent. The Nightshark is great in that regard as well. Now, unfortunately, it is not the greatest vehicle off-road due to the relatively low ground clearance and the kind of stiffer sort of suspension that this thing does possess. Now, it is still very good off-road. I would definitely say it's one of the better off-road vehicles in the game still, despite the lower ground clearance and everything like that. But a big part of why it's so good off-road, I think, is honestly just the speed. The speed can carry you so far in GTA when it comes to off-roading, more so than almost anything else. And the Nightshark is a very, very quick vehicle, and it is also quite bottom-heavy. So the Nightshark is extremely unlikely to actually flip over or tip over or anything like that, even when you're going, you know, super aggressively off-road, things like that. And when you're on-road, you're basically never going to flip over unless you get hit by another vehicle. So this thing is very good in that regard. Now, the handling is also quite good. It goes exactly where you want it to. It's just, I don't know, it's overall an exceptional vehicle, I would say. Now, it regularly goes for $1,245,000, which even that is a bargain of a price. Right now it's going for just over $800,000 while it's on sale, and while it's on sale, it's like a no-brainer that you should buy it. But honestly, if you're watching this in the future and it's not on sale, you should probably buy it anyways, because it really, really is a fantastic vehicle. It is so good on-road, it's so good off-road, it's good for PvP, it's good for PvE. You can drive around quickly with good armor. It's got a front-mounted machine gun, which, although it does barely any damage, it is still pretty nice to have. You can take out vehicles' wheels with it and things like that. Plus, it's also a relatively heavy vehicle, but you don't really feel it when you're driving it. But this does also mean that you can hit other vehicles out of the way, and off-road, it's got so much weight that it's pretty hard to lose control of it. It's just so planted, and it feels really good, on-road or off-road, honestly. Overall, the Nightshark is definitely a vehicle that I would recommend picking up. Oh god, oh dear, I've really done it, haven't I? And it's destroyed. That's brutal. Well, there you have it, guys. The Nightshark is truly an awesome vehicle, despite what just happened at the very end of the video here. But you guys should definitely pick one of these things up if you guys are even remotely interested. Even if you're not interested, I would still say to pick it up, particularly if it's on sale. But even if it's not on sale, you can't really buy this thing at a bad time, because no matter what, it is an awesome vehicle. Anyway, guys, there you have it. That's been it for my HVY Nightshark customization and review in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new. Not many of you guys sub, despite watching the videos and watching multiple of the videos. So if you want, I would appreciate you joining up with the channel. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Peace.